Yes, guys, welcome. How's everyone? I hope you're all doing good. How is everyone after the weekend? Jurgen Klopp has officially left Liverpool Football Club, but Liverpool have a brand new manager.
Arne Slot. La, 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 la. Arne Slot. La, 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 la.
Yeah, that song ain't gonna get stuck in your head too much, is it? Arne Slot is now the brand new Liverpool manager. Liverpool putting out their own statement moments ago. Um, it's the worst kept secret in football. Let's face it. We all knew that Arne Slot was going to be the Liverpool manager, replacing one Jurgen Klopp. And it's a change. It's very quick how all this has happened. Obviously, Liverpool been doing their work behind the scenes since November, apparently. So yeah, they had all this ready. Arne Slot basically told everyone last weekend that he was going to be Liverpool manager. Jurgen Klopp with that announcement last night on the pitch. And Liverpool just making it official today. So we're going to talk about Arne Slot being the brand new manager. Also going to talk about the great Jurgen Klopp as well. Leaving the football club. But yeah, big up to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Big up to everyone in the chat. What's that? What? Do you like the intro? Okay. Big up Red Alerts. Big up to you, man. Big up Edward in the house. Goat Since as well. I love Paul Joyce, by the way. We'll get to some of the Joycey stuff he's put out this afternoon as well. James says, will we hit the jackpot with the slot or not? I see what you've done there, Jimmy Bob. I see what you've done there. Martin's in the house. Watch yesterday's Arne's last game. He looks like a very nice guy, and his connection with the fans are cool. In Liverpool, we trust. And in Arne, we trust. You never walk alone. Definitely. Nabby lad in the chat. We walk on. Definitely. Alad's in the chat. Big up to you, my man. Keep it level in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, that song is going to be in everyone's head. There's no doubt about it. Big up Russell, my man, as well. Hope you're doing good. LFC Aaron's in the house as well. How you doing, my man? People trying to up the hate against Darwin for not clapping, but I don't mention him dancing at Klopp's party. Stop making mans out of my heels. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Darwin Nunez situation. Big out Francis. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. Liverpool fans got to back the new manager. Yeah, exactly. The slot part. Well, it's the old and the new, ain't it? It's a new era. It's a new era, my man. It's a new era. So we've got the old going into the new. Sell Darwin, eh? Sell Darwin. We're going to talk about the Darwin stuff. Big up to Noel as well. Landon in the house. Big up Edward. After yesterday, I'm much more down with being more positive about Arne Slot. Big up Edward. Sam Max Legend in the house as well. How you doing, my man? What's going on? People, big up to Sam Max Legend as well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, we've got big up Colin in the chat as well, my man, and Alexander and Joshua as well. Frankie in the house as well. So, as we know, one more time because you ain't got it in your head enough.
Arne Slot. La, 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 la.
Yeah, you know, that's going to be played so much, man. But yeah, look, let's talk about. I want to talk about Jurgen Klopp for a little bit first. Obviously, the great man has left Liverpool, and yesterday was emotional. I think it got all of us a bit. I was emotional doing the watch long and the presentation after the game. It was very emotional. Even if you didn't like Jurgen Klopp, I think you'd still find it a bit choky, a bit emotional. And, he meant a lot to the people. And this is what I will say about Jurgen Klopp. I think this is the biggest thing I can give him. Jurgen Klopp was a great manager. There's no doubt about that. But in my opinion, he was probably a greater man because Everyone seems to love the guy. Everyone. I have never seen a manager get the same treatment at 3 different clubs. He got the treatment at Mainz, where the people of Mainz absolutely loved him. He got the treatment at Borussia Dortmund, where the people of Dortmund absolutely loved him. And he got the treatment at Liverpool, where everyone absolutely loved him. He's almost unsackable. It's like you can't sack the man. He's too well liked and loved. I think Jamie Carragher said it best. The only thing he can do is sack himself. You know, that's how he leaves football clubs. He leaves on his own accord. I've never seen a manager that well loved, with that respected by 3 separate different football teams in different parts of the game. You know, Mainz being a promotional side, not a big team, going to Dortmund, big team, Liverpool, ginormous team. You know, different cities, different towns, different countries with 2 German and 1 England club. And it transcends, you know, wherever he goes, it transcends. So if he's in Germany with Mainz, a little like country village town in the Black Forest, or a more industrial city like Dortmund, or in a completely different country in the northwest of England in Liverpool, the man transcends. Everything's the same. You know, everything's the same. You can only give that to him. You know, he's obviously a proper nice, you know, he's obviously well loved, man. He's obviously a well loved guy. So that's why I'll always say great manager, but obviously a far better man, because the facts speak for themselves, man. The facts speak for themselves, and you know, yeah, Klopp's one of the greats, and he always will be. He always will be. Now, you could talk about his coaching at times, his tactics at times, his eye for talent and all that. You can have these debates and chats, and I've had these debates and chats in the years Jurgen Klopp has been Liverpool manager. But the one thing you can't take away from him is what, you know, he means to everybody, and everyone's got a different story about him, and he means a lot to people. And I say, I got emotional yesterday watching it. The wife got emotional. You know, it was an emotional thing, and now he's no longer Liverpool manager, but that never, you know, we don't have to, you never forget him. But what we got to do is move on. Now, this might sound cold, it might sound heartless, but you have to move on in life. It's just the way it is. You have to move on. You know, you can't stay stuck in the past. And I think Klopp's message to everyone yesterday was that, you know, thank you for loving me, thank you for being there for me, embracing me, bringing me into this football club and staying with me. But that's now the future, and the future is Arne Slot, and I want you guys to get behind Arne Slot as well. So that's what Klopp wants us to do. I think that's what we're all going to do. You know, that's what all of us are going to do. Do you know what pees me off, though? The people that are slot out. If people are saying they're slot out after listening to Jurgen Klopp yesterday, then you obviously didn't respect Jurgen Klopp. You know what I'm saying? Like, listening to what Jurgen Klopp said yesterday, like, he sung slot. I've never seen a manager sing the new manager's song on his way out to get us to give that other guy a chance while we still love the geezer that's still standing in the middle of our pitch. Do you know how mad that is? Do you know how mad that is? So if you're slot out after listening to Klopp pour his heart out to everyone around the world as a Liverpool fan, singing his song, singing Arne Slot's song, that is always what we're going to hear now for the next few years and never get out of our head, and telling us to go give this man a chance. There's great foundations at this football club. You've got great youngsters coming through. You've got a great team here. You know, the team here is great. Yes, we overachieved this year, but they're on to something big with these players. You got to add to it. Yeah, give the man a chance, man. Yeah, it's just that's different class, man. It's different class, and if people are saying they're slot out, then you're disrespecting Jurgen Klopp at the same time, because Jurgen Klopp has laid the foundations for people like Arne Slot to come in and try and succeed at our football club. That's my opinion on it. So from what Klopp did, I was backing Arne Slot in a way, because I back anyone that comes to our football club and gives them a chance. I'm going back Arne Slot even more now. You know, he's got my full attention. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Arne Slot coming through the door now. That's because of what Jurgen Klopp did yesterday, man. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we are Liverpool at the end of the day. We got to give managers chances and choices, and we don't know how good Arne Slot's going to be. I've always said it's a gamble. It's the biggest gamble for me in Liverpool's Premier League era. And people might say we've had worse managers than Arne Slot, but why I mean it's a big gamble is because you're going from Jurgen Klopp. When Jurgen Klopp took over Brendan Rodgers, and Brendan Rodgers had the job and things like that, it was a totally different time because Liverpool were in a different situation in their status in the Premier League then. Like Liverpool would like a team trying to just get European football, trying to get somewhere. Now Liverpool are a totally different team. You see the stadium. You got 2 stands are built up. You got a 60,000 seated Anfield Stadium now. You got a brand new AXA training complex. You moved outside the old one. You built a new massive training complex in Kirby, and everyone trains there now. The club is bigger than it's ever been right now. Financially, everything's there for this club to succeed. And that's why I mean it's more of a gamble than Brendan Rodgers, because back then Liverpool were going through your Roy Hodgson's, bringing Kenny Dalglish back. Was it the right choice at the time? Going through all these managers. Graham Souness in '93, Roy Evans. Then we had like Gerard Houllier, who was great. Rafa Benitez. Then we went down a bit with Hodgson and Kenny, and then bringing Brendan Rodgers was less of a gamble because of the people you had before. And Liverpool are a totally different club from there to 10 years ago. We just are. That's what I'm saying. The stadium's bigger, the training grounds moved and better. Financially, we're richer and better off than we've ever been as a club, probably. Which we apart from last season, we continuously play Champions League football. So it's a big. It's a big upheaval, and that's why I'm saying it's a gamble. And but I'm up for that gamble, man. I'm up for that gamble because the reason I'm up for that gamble is because I look at the managers out there today, and you're always going to go a younger manager, probably. A lot of clubs there. You look how clubs are acting now. Most clubs are getting that younger manager in who's got. You look at Arsenal going to get Arteta. They're getting that younger manager in who's got new ideas. It's what people are looking around. Germany have got one of the youngest ever managers in international football. They're looking for new ideas. It's the way football seems to be going. The old boys are not. They're being phased out a little bit now. Like Jose Mourinho, a legend of the game, one of the greatest managers of all time. Willie, he's not the manager he once was. If it was 10 years ago and Liverpool were looking for a manager, they would have gone to Mourinho. 10 years ago, if Klopp was here 10 years ago and he left, Liverpool would be pointing someone like Mourinho. But they're not pointing people like that no more because the new breed of managers are coming through, and Slot is one of them new breeds. And you need to look at Feyenoord's team and the way Feyenoord go and look at the way Feyenoord serenaded Slot yesterday, like Liverpool serenaded Klopp. He's loved, man. The Feyenoord fans absolutely adore him. They love him. They didn't want him to go anywhere. They understood it, though. They like Liverpool coming in for you. We understand you can't turn that job down. It's one of the biggest clubs in world football. We get it. But they didn't want him going. They actually adore the man. You know, he's been there 3 seasons. He's won the league last season. He won the cup this season and had a title running. Obviously lost it to PSV. They love the guy. They only saw success under him. You know, in the Dutch league where PSV and Ajax usually dominate. So they were seeing success. They got to a European final under him, although they didn't win it. They still got to the final. He's a good manager. He's a good coach. And sometimes you've got to have the guts to take a gamble. Sometimes you've got to have brass balls to take a gamble. Because sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. Look, most of the time gambles don't work. But sometimes they do. And Arne Slot for me is that gamble that Liverpool are hoping, you know, that really works. And if you go by his credentials, what he's done so far in his management game, he looks like he's got a superstar for the future. He looks like he could be, you know, one of the big new young European young coaches around in international football right now that can come into Liverpool, take over his team and give it his best shot. And I think I'm going to back him, man. I'm going to back him. I'm, you know, till he does anything wrong, in my view, I'll give him the backing he needs. And what I'm hearing from Slot right now, I'm liking, you know, Slot telling apparently Liverpool that, you know, Champions League is not the aim, it's the title. I'm loving hearing that already. That's the way he's speaking already. It's some, you know, news has come out about that today. He's not looking just for top 4. He's looking to win the title with Liverpool straight away. And that's the confidence I want in a manager. That's the confidence I have as a Liverpool fan. In my opinion, every year, Liverpool's main objection should be Premier League title. It shouldn't be, I know it might be the objection of the owners, but forget the owners right now. Liverpool Football Club should be trying to win the Premier League title every season. Sometimes you don't. Yeah, no team can win it every year, on 10, 15, 20, 30 years in a row, you know. But your objection is to win it and try and go for it. And because apparently that's Slot's way, and that's what he wants to do, I'm interested in what we do in the transfer market. Because the transfer market is going to be what tells me. Now, obviously, Slot's not going to have the whole say on transfers. We know the deal there is the head coach, which I like. And he obviously doesn't mind being head coach or he wouldn't have taken the job. So I've already seen stories like, oh, he can't pick his players, you know, he's going to fall out with people, blah, 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 blah. Well, he knows the job before he signs on the line. You know what I'm saying? So he's absolutely perfectly fine with taking the job, being that having his in his title. So I don't see an issue with that at all. But he will have a profile player that he wants. He will tell. I'm hoping Slot tells Richard Hughes and everybody at the club that goes, look, well, I'm not here just to be top 4 in Champions League. I'm here to win the Premier League with Liverpool Football Club. I'm here to win the Champions League with Liverpool Football Club. I'm not here to be second best. That's the attitude we need now. I'm not saying Klopp didn't. I'm not saying Klopp had that attitude or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that's the attitude we need now going forward. This team need to go. Yeah, Man City are here. Can we compete with Man City? No. At the moment, financially, no one can compete with Man City. That's just the way it is financially. But you can be clever. You can be really clever in the transfer market and buy players that can compete without spending the massive financials. You can. You can be strategically clever in your coaching, in your tactics, in the way you play. And that's what we need to do. I want us to buy. I don't want project players all the time. I don't mind project players here and there. But the majority of your transfers can't be project players. We can't go and buy 3 or 4 players that are going to be good in 2 years' time. And in 2 years' time, we're going to sit here and go, thank God we bought them because they're amazing. I want ready-made, ready to rock and roll, ready to kick ass, ready to put the world on fire footballers. And then you can get the odd project player here and there to mix it up a little bit. And you got a nice little mix in, not bothered. But no, I want players that that's what I want, man. I want ready to go, at the bag, motherfucking kick your ass. We're going to try and win everything kind of footballers this summer. Who's with me? Guys in the chat, are you with me? Because I'll tell you what, that's what I want this summer. Let's not fuck around no more. Yeah? Let's get in here. Let's give Slot the best chance of succeeding at this football club. Yeah? Let's give this man every chance at succeeding at his football club. Let's give this man what the foundations that Jurgen Klopp has built at this football club. Yeah? And let's give the man the chance. That's not ruin the legacy of Jurgen Klopp and what he's done in these 9 years and building his legacy to let Slot fail. That's the idea of this football club. Give Slot the fucking chance, man. Give him the chance to build this football team and make something special happen in the next few years. Yeah, we're not stupid over here either as Liverpool fans. Us Liverpool fans are not dumb. We know we got this Man City team in this league that are almighty. We know we got this almighty Arsenal side right now. They're doing great. But I tell you what, we're not far off. We're not fucking miles away, guys. We are not miles away. We're closer than people think. So if I've got anything to say to FSG, and I've never been this FSG out guy or anything like that. But what they need to do now, they need to put their big boy pants on. Yeah? They need to put their big boy pants on, right? And they need to go and call a meeting with everyone there, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, and go, look, you guys are in charge of this football club. Money's no object. We can spend a shitload of money without making FFP rules, breaking them, or anything like that. We're going to give this guy the massive chance. We got to make sure the legacy of what Jurgen Klopp has built the last few years doesn't just go fucking down the toilet. Because I'll tell you what, if the legacy of Jurgen Klopp does go down the toilet of what he's built the last few years, then everyone can fuck off, as far as I'm concerned. You can all pack your bags and exit left. Yeah? That's what I'm saying, man. We just... look, sometimes I'm not asking, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not asking for £300 million players. I'm really not. Because not all £100 million players work, man. But go and get me some players that are great, that are good, that are ready to rock and roll, that are ready to go out there and go, you know what? We're going to make you a little bit better. We're going to make you a little bit better. Liverpool want a forward, yeah? Liverpool want a forward, right? Go and get the forward. Who's out there that's good? Who's out there that's better than what we got right now? If it's a £60 million forward, just go and spend the £60 million on that forward. Yeah? And get him. And if he improves our team, buy him. Yeah? Who's the centre-back we want? I'm hearing these things about that Pacheco kid who's like 18 or 19. I don't want that. I don't want a project centre-back. Go and get me the real fucking deal. Go and get me the real deal. Who's a real deal centre-back? Yeah? They could be 22, 23, that's still young. You could say he's a project player. Yeah. But if he costs you 50, 60 million, pay the 50 and 60 million. If he's going to help you achieve things next season, go and get the real deal. This is what I'm saying. We don't have to spend we don't have to spend a fortune. You have to spend correctly. You spend correctly, you spend right, and you get the players in, you'll be absolutely fine. You really will. You just got to spend correctly, man. Where I think Liverpool got wrong before, I will say this, I don't think it's Liverpool spending cheaply, because if you look at some of our transfers, not all our transfers are cheap transfers, guys. They do cost a little bit of money, the players we go in for at times. But, when we bought Gakpo in the January for 40 million, could a Liverpool really have gone, right, we're not going to buy Gakpo for 40 million that January. We're going to buy a central midfielder for 40 million instead. And in that way, you sort of got one leg up already. Do you know what I mean? It's not how much we spend. That sometimes we spend it on the wrong people. We put money into the wrong pockets. The money's there. We do spend it. But I think what happens sometimes that we go, right, Gravenberch, I think Gravenberch could be a quality player. But for just under 40 million, there was no one else in Europe that Liverpool could have gotten and got that's probably ready to rock and roll now and could improve us even better this season than Gravenberch did. Now, Gravenberch, as I said, these project players are good. You need them project players because I do believe Gravenberch in a couple of years' time, could be amazing. There's no doubt about it. And in 2 years' time, we'll look at Gravenberch and go, wow, we got him so cheap. Look how good he is. But the problem is, it's not working right now. So you need your player that can come in right now and work. And in a couple of years' time, you've got Gravenberch ready to fucking let loose. Yeah, and he's going to do his stuff. That's where Liverpool go wrong for me. That's where Liverpool go wrong. Really do. If we can get that right, Liverpool go do bits, man. Liverpool go. Let's go. I think big up K-Mac. I've seen your message. Get my man on here as well. But yeah, I'll get K-Mac in here. Big up everyone watching, by the way, in the house. 161 people. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here because I know Coppish are on as well. So it means a lot for you guys to be over here as well while Coppish are on. I know they're a huge channel. So much love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bowen and Kudos. Yeah, look, Liverpool went and got Bowen and Kudos, yeah. Added to what we've already got. It's better. Bowen will get goals. Kudos has got pace. You let like a Diaz go or something like that. You go get Isaac. Yeah, it's just little holes. I don't think we need that much, guys. What do we need? Everyone in the chat. Oh, is he 23, Nicholas? I thought he was only 18 for some reason. He looks really young, though. If he's 23 and he's ready to rock a goal, go and get him. You know what I mean? Go and get him. Guys, big up Aaron in the chat. Guys, how many players do you think we need? What do you think we need? Just put in positions in the chat, guys. Put in positions in the chat where you think we need it. I personally think the first thing we need to buy is a DM and a centre-back. They're the first two players we should buy, a DM and a centre-back. I think we only need like 3 or 4 quality players this summer. If Liverpool can go, right, we just go buy 3 quality players, a quality centre-back, a quality DM, and a quality forward, I'm happy with that. I really am. No, I really am. Let's get K-Mac in here as well. There you go, my man. Are you good?
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah.
All good.
We all settled down now after that yesterday.
Yeah, man. You're all good now. All good.
Yeah.
Aaron says 4, 2 DMs is minimum. So I'll just say there, like, what because I don't think we need a right, but I think what we need is more quality than young guys that are going to be good in a couple of years' time. I just think we need quality, and I think if you go and get a quality centre back, a quality DM, and a quality forward in the summer to go with what we got, I think we're good. What do you reckon, man?
Yeah, we need to step away from projects.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He needs a really, really good DM. If you just look at the way they play, the transition from defence to midfield, they concede quite a few goals. You know, they don't concede a huge amount of goals, but they do concede a few goals from that transition. Mats Wiefer, everyone's talking about, but Mats Wiefer's good in the Dutch league. Like, you know, Premier League's a different animal. We need to go and find our Rodri. Like, we need to go and find our Declan Rice. You know, at the end of the day, you know, these guys are in the top teams, and the top teams do really well because these guys are in the midfields and they're just controlling games, just, you know, stopping the opposition and also providing a real quick transition. You know, Declan Rice is quite good going forward as well. Like, he pops up with goals, he pops up with assists. He controls their midfield, makes them really solid. And Rodri, I mean, do we have to talk about Rodri? He's the best player in the world right now.
Yeah.
You know, probably should get Ballon d'Or. You know, we need our Fabinho. Fabinho. We need our Fabinho back in some kind of form. Archie Gray's too young. Like, he's 18. Like, you can't. I mean, he's younger than Stefan Bajcetic. Varela would be amazing, to be fair. There's a lot of players out there.
Varela is the one I think Liverpool are looking at more than any. The DM I hear most of the time is Varela. And look, the thing what people got to remember with Arne Slot as well, he's only been able to buy a certain kind of player and profile because he's at Feyenoord. Now he's at Liverpool, which is a far bigger team and a more global league. He might feel like he can get better at Max Wiefer. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why a lot of managers don't bring players with them. I don't know. There's not many managers out there that go and get, go and get the players. Because he played
Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag did it, and look how well that's gone for Ten Hag. You know, look how well that's gone for Ten Hag. Ten Hag's he went and got Andy for 85 million because he thought he'd work in the Premier League, and it just don't. You know,
exactly.
And Liverpool ain't going to make that mistake. You know, Liverpool ain't going to make the same. This is one thing I'm going to be gospel about, by the way. Liverpool will not make the mistakes of Manchester United. They just won't. It just won't happen. They just need. This is the thing. I think this is the thing with all Liverpool fans at this moment in time when it comes to the transfer market this summer. We don't need them, like Klopp said it himself. We don't need this massive overhaul.
No,
we just don't. The squad's there. We just need a few players. But as you say, no more progress players. You know, prospects and all that, because project players, because we got them in the summer. You know,
we've also got loads of projects coming out of our youth team.
Yeah, Quansah's still a project. You know, Quansah's still a project.
Bradley's still a project.
Bradley's still a project player. Gravenberch is still a project player.
He is.
Stefan Bajcetic is still a project player because he's barely played.
He is.
So we don't need more project players. What we need is ready-made, absolute quality. And quality don't always cost a lot. It really don't. If Liverpool can spend 120, 150 million on a centre-back, a DM and a forward with what we've got in the team already, that's
I think
a massive upgrade to the squad.
They were golden.
And it gives. I said it at the beginning of the thing. You know, the club have got to make sure they don't shit on what Klopp's done the last 9 years. Klopp's put the foundations in place. They're there. And now Liverpool need to build on them foundations. You don't knock the foundations down and start again, do you, K-Mac? You build on it.
No. Yeah. The thing about it as well is, like, I see a lot of people, like, you know, saying we need this, we need that, we need this. you know, there was players that couldn't even get on the bench on the last game of the season. Like, we still had Thiago and Matip that weren't even in the team.
Yeah.
And we couldn't put Tsimikas on the bench. Like, we have a big squad. Like, we really do have a big squad. You know, a couple of players are going to be leaving, and we're obviously going to replace them. And I can guarantee there's going to be a load of the young lads who are going to go out on loan, because that needs to happen. Hopefully, we'll get a couple of Premier League loans to some of those guys, because I'm fed up of us loaning players to like lower league teams when they play for us, they're good enough to be in a Prem. Get them out to Prem teams.
I thought, what is the rule next year for loans though? Ain't the rules changed? I can't remember. I can't remember the rules.
Man City have a habit of being able to get their loan players out to Premier League teams. Like, we need to do the same. Like,
no,
there's a couple there. Like,
they sell a lot of them, don't they?
There's a couple there though that could easily go out to Prem teams. You know, I think a goalkeeper's a priority. You know, I do think Keller's going to go. Like, he'd be mad to stay another year when he's, you know, probably going to get like maybe 10, 15 games. Like, and he's a 26-year-old, and we could probably get like 25, 30 million for him. We do need a DM. Like, that's the biggest issue over the last couple of years. We just haven't bought a DM. We just bought loads of 8s, and it's mad that we haven't bought that real DM. I mean, I know we tried. To get Caicedo, and we tried to get Lavia. You know, but I think a DM is a priority.
Massive.
I'm hoping it's a Garthe. I'm hoping we just go in and get a Garthe. We would have had all the data on him. He would have been top of our list. I hope we just go and get that done. He's ready made. He's an international. He's played in the Champions League. Like, I mean, he played in the Champions League semi-final. Like, you know what I mean? He's ready to go. Like, I think he'd be a great fit. I just want us to stop looking around countries where we're going to get ripped off.
Yeah, I'm with you. TW says Cuckoo Land JV Yanks don't spend. What I will say is they do spend, but they spend. So this is what I'm trying to say, right? Let's do it like this. So say the January we got Cody Gakpo for 40 million, yeah, but we really needed a midfielder. I remember everyone was going, we need a midfielder. They could have actually spent that 40 million on a midfielder instead, right? A good midfielder. They could have found a DM in that January, knowing that Fabinho's legs were going, and gone and got Ugarte for 40 million in January. If they did that, we wouldn't be moaning about DM now.
They kind of did want to do that. The committee,
yeah, but they spend the money in wrong places at times. That's what I'm trying to say. You know. There's a reason we only bought 2 midfielders in 6 years or whatever, 4 years, whatever it was, before we had our midfield overhaul. Because if you ever look at the club, we were spending on goalkeepers, defenders, and forwards and fullbacks, but never the midfield area. So you could take some of the money we spent in certain areas of the pitch and gone, right, we don't really need them at the time. We could have gone and got that person and put it in that position. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not. And it's not, and they try to get Tuchemeni, yeah. I mean, Tuchemeni literally chose Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you lose battles. Sometimes you lose transfer battles. If you're going
normally to Real Madrid,
and if you're losing a player to Real Madrid, so be it. Like, it's not much you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bloody Real Madrid at the end of the day.
I wish you'd stop asking me that question, chat.
What are they asking you? Edison from Atlanta is a DM we should buy. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's someone we've been looking at as well. I think he's ready for the move as well. I mean, Cooper Mears is like, he's been talked about a lot. Like, Slot will know him as well. I think he played for Slot.
He played for 80 Outmark, didn't he, Cooper Miners?
Yeah,
Cooper Miners. I think. Do you know Cooper Miners? Yeah, I think he might have been bought if Pep Linders was manager of Liverpool after Klopp. I think he'd buy Cooper Miners because he really rates Cooper Miners. He loves him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we might go. this summer's going to be so interesting, man.
I tell you what. I hope we don't go to Salzburg straight away.
No. I'd loan some of our players to Salzburg.
I know. I loan some of our players, but I hope we don't start buying Salzburg players straight off the bat.
No. I think it'd be different with who we got in charge now. That's the problem. With Salzburg, though, Pep Lijnders, the manager, knows the youth team. Wouldn't it be a sensible choice to go look Bobby Clark? You go have a year in Austria for play with Pep Lijnders at Salzburg. Wouldn't that be good for his career?
Yeah,
and he's playing for a manager that he already bloody knows and grew up with. So it makes, and Pep Lijnders would know him. That'd be a good little deal for him. But the good thing about
sorry, so much just wrote that.
Big up G in the house, ain't doing well.
I'm not going to read it out because it's a bit harsh.
I'll get to it in a minute. Cooper Miners, I just don't think he's a great upgrade. No, if I look at McAllister, Szoboszlai, is Cooper Miners much better than Harvey Elliott? I mean, it's just
no,
exactly. Yeah,
I think he's a bit slow. I think he's quite slow, by the way.
He is, and people moan about Elliott's pace. So yeah, you're being for a rude awakening. This is the nutty thing, Real Madrid didn't only pay £20 million for Camavinga.
Bonkers.
Like when do you know the mad thing? Apart from recently with Jude Bellingham. Apart from Jude Bellingham, go and look at Real Madrid's transfer dealings the last few years.
They never spend a lot of money on players.
They don't spend big like they used to.
They nab
them.
Apart from
the Jude Bellingham stuff,
they spent a bit of money on. They spent a bit of money on the Brazilian lad. I think he was like 50 million.
Yeah, Rodrigo.
He was like 17. The Endrick.
Oh, Endrick, yeah.
And they also spent quite a lot of money on Rodrigo and Vinicius, but that was that's paid off dividends.
Yeah, but it wasn't that much. It wasn't like
no, it wasn't that much.
No other club could afford to buy. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's not like It's not like Liverpool couldn't afford to go and buy Vinny Jr. for Madrid, or go and buy Camavinga. It's just that we weren't scouting these players for whatever reason it was. You know what I mean? And it just shows that there's quality players out there if you bloody look hard enough. Yeah. If you look hard enough and you scout well enough, you can find very good footballers. You don't have to spend like 100 million on it. Like, could you imagine Real Madrid spending 100 million on Jack Grealish? it wouldn't happen, would it? I think they got Rodrigo for half the price. It's just there's players out there. You got to scout and look for them, man, and take the chance.
They got Valverde for about 8 million, mate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's I think they paid. What did they pay for Tchouaméni? What, 60 million for Tchouaméni?
I think him and Jude were expensive. Like Jude was like 82, I think, and I think Tchouaméni was like 64 or something like that. Top of my head. We matched them, by the way. We matched them for both players. They just didn't want to come.
Let me have a look. I'm intrigued at what they paid for Tchouaméni.
That's always been on Achilles' heel, though, not having enough midfielders. Always.
I'm going to have a look. Because I can't remember. I cannot remember what they paid for Tchouaméni. What did they pay for him? What did they pay for him? What did he go for?
His honesty and
he went for 80 million. Jesus, he actually went a lot more than I thought he went for.
Yeah, I thought it was that much. Maybe
80 million euros. 80 million euros, which is what?
Yes, that's
65 million quid. Yeah, about 65 million quid. Yeah, so around 65 million quid. So
85 million. Honestly, just wrote in there then.
Yeah, so 65 million that we wrote. So 65.
I just said honesty, and he's just wrote the price straight away. How much was Jude honesty for real?
So, yeah, I'm on Transfer Market. Yeah, they
how many games has he? How many games has he played though? He's been a bit of a sick note, hasn't he?
Tchouaméni's just a young guy, man. He's just a young guy.
I know that.
He's a young guy. They don't rush. The thing with Madrid, they're like, right, you got Tchouaméni there, we've got Camavinga there, but we've also got Modric and Kroos, so we don't have to play them every week.
Yeah.
Take their time with them, man. And they ain't going moan. They're around Madrid.
Yeah, exactly.
They made the promised land at 20. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly,
they're living the greatest days of their life. They're not going moan. It's great business.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you go by pound sterling, then Tchouaméni was about 65, 70 million pound, right? If you go by euro exchange is like 85 million. But, you know, could we have bought him? Probably. You know,
I think he matched.
He weren't.
I think we matched the same price, by the way. But he just
it weren't
didn't choose
unreachable. Us. Yeah, it weren't unreachable. That's the thing. It was there. It could have been done. Loads of transfers could have been done. You know, we got Szoboszlai for 60 million. That's a buyout clause, by the way, which means to be paid all up front at one time, guys. No instalment on it. So the money, like we obviously can do deals. Do you know what I mean? It's madness.
We spent 64 million on Darwin Nunez. Like, you know, we broke the record for our striker for the highest paid fee for a striker in Nunez. Like we do it. Like we did break the transfer record for a goalkeeper, record for a goalkeeper and a defender. Like, it's not like we don't pay for players, people. Honestly,
even if we're using money, I know everyone would go, but that's money we sold to do that, and I get it.
Yeah,
you're correct, but there's a lot of teams don't give their managers all the money from selling. Look at Man United when they sold Ronaldo for 80 million to Real Madrid.
Yeah, but
they
Jamie,
bought Aubameyang for 5 million or whatever it was, and they didn't spend the rest.
It took about 10 years to get the money for Coutinho back.
Yeah, it's just
that wasn't all the Coutinho money. Like, I'm not having that because there was all kinds of caveats on like getting that money.
And this is why Max, this is why net spend don't exist, right?
Exactly.
Because we sold Coutinho for a record of 142 million. Yeah. They didn't pay 142 million up front, right? They paid it in installments, and then we went and bought Allister and for a world record fee of 62 million was it, or something like that. And then we bought and Virgil van Dijk for 75, and we got Fabinho and Shaqiri, right? That weren't all Coutinho money, and it's not like they went to us, right? Here's 142 million. We had 142 million notes in our hands. And then went off and just spent it everywhere. That's why net spend don't exist. That's why net spend don't make sense. You know, it's.
I think we got didn't we get 7 million when Coutinho won the Champions League with Bayern?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like that.
So Barcelona were like, "Oh God, I hope they don't win."
Also, you know, like the Cody Gakpo deal. Cody Gakpo cost 40 million quid, right? We only paid £4 million up front.
Like that, innit?
Yeah, so how can that net spend be a real thing?
Even Jota was only 5 million up front.
Yeah, how can net spend be a real thing?
And we gave them that kid. We gave them that kid as well.
Yeah, but do you know what irritates me about it though? When you hear like the cheap things up front, that just tells you could actually spend a little bit more if we wanted to.
Yeah, you really want.
You know what I mean? That's the thing though. When you hear, Gakpo's only 4 million up front, and the rest of the 40 million's over his contract. Yeah.
Well, why did you spend the 40
million? In theory, we could have spent more money in, couldn't we? You could have only spent 4 million quid.
Let's see how much we spend on Ugarte then. 1 million up front.
Yeah, I mean, we got the best in the business who are great at doing that. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? They're great. Yeah, that's it. Jana Hoover, the Dutch fullback, wasn't it?
Where's he gone?
Yeah. I remember people wanting to keep him.
10 million. We got 10 million quid for him, I think. Or 12 million quid for him.
Jamrock says money that we agreed the deal for because the club sold the amount that we owe to a third party. That's right. It was like a third party the money went to, weren't it? I remember everyone said that it was like the bailiffs came, weren't it? Took their money for Coutinho. I remember that now. You are right, Gabe. You are right there, guys. You are right. Guys, we've got over 200 people in the chat. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Also, go and follow my man K-Mac as well, his channel. There are 96 likes, guys, and we've got 219 people. Can we get to that 100 likes in the next 10 seconds? Can 4 people hit the like button? Next 10 seconds, let's get 100 likes. Hit that fun button. It's free to do.
Should be
Doesn't cost you a thing.
Should be higher than that, guys. Come on. Hit the likes.
Let's get it. We're on 97 likes now,
Yeah.
guys. Let's keep hitting that like button, yeah.
He's at Stoke, someone's wrote.
Is he at Stoke?
Is he?
Is that where he is?
I didn't know.
But yeah, squad recruitment. If you look at Man City as well, right? Man City bought a Kanji for 15 million quid.
I know, it's mental.
15 million quid. They bought Alvarez for, what is it, 14, 16 million pound?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's players out there that can improve your team that don't cost the world. It's just about good recruitment. And like I said, in the last few years, our recruitment's not been good enough. And I'm hoping with the boys back in charge now that are meant to be great at their job, they will go and find these excellent players that don't cost an arm and a leg, you know, because
100%.
you can do it. You can buy very good players for, you know, you don't have to spend hundreds of millions.
I mean, just look at the 2 players that have just left us. Like Matip was a free transfer, and Thiago was 20 million. Like I know Thiago's made a quavers, but he wasn't at the time, and he was quite possibly one of the best midfielders in the world at the time.
Yeah,
like, at that Bayern Munich team, like he was just insane levels. Like, he was 20 million. Like you can buy them.
yeah, they're out there. They're out there, guys. They're out there. Jane, did you see what Klopp said about the teams with FFP trouble? He said he really liked how we did things. Yeah, like, yeah. If I start bringing this up, people will go, not, yeah.
I think all that stuff should just be water under the bridge now. You know what I mean? And we should
Klopp's
just concentrate on what's going to happen moving forward.
Yeah, I think
otherwise we can all read into stuff and talk about.
Yeah, the only thing I will say on it, just kill it dead, is
the legends. Yeah.
The way Klopp said it is basically like, we could have spent more money, yes, we could have, and I would have liked to at times, but I didn't need to every time. That's basically what he's saying. And he also liked the way we did it because I think Klopp likes self-sustainable football. You spend what you earn, sort of thing. I think he likes that. But if there's a little bit more money in the coppers available, he'd like to use it all. So if he's earned it all, he'd like to use it all, basically. That, I think, is what he means by it. You know, he feels like you could... And when he talks about players, Klopp feels like you can buy superstar players without having to spend 80, 90, 100, 120, like lots of money on an individual player, where I think Klopp did like trying to buy 3 players, 100 million sort of thing, and, you know, make them then 100 million each. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think that was what he loved. So yeah, of course he would have liked to spend more money. Who don't want to spend more money? You know, everyone likes to spend more money if they can. But at the end of the day, people, you know, it's just, he was also happy and content with what he had. You know, and I think I think that's the line we should draw under all this now. You know, I don't think there's any arguments there anymore. You know.
Yeah.
And like Pinto said, he didn't need to spend 85 million on Darwin. Right. Before I get more into the talk of Arne Slot, because we've got loads to talk about Arne Slot, Paul Joyce and all that. I put loads of stuff on Twitter today, and we'll go read through all that. But before we get to that, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about Darwin Nunez. Now, I didn't notice this first time round, and Gabby's saying.
Neither did I until I seen it.
Me and came out watching the presentation last night, and everything. We didn't even notice. Be fair, I weren't looking for Darwin Nunez in the.
Neither was I.
But Darwin's got a lot of grief today, man. A lot of people are coming to Pauls. Are really coming on Darwin. That don't sound right. Really coming on Darwin.
Right.
Big pulse. And they're after his blood, man. They're after his blood. And then there's footage from last night's party when he's dancing with Klopp. Now, a lot of people come for him today. Really have. A lot of people have had their say on him. say they want him out of the club, or he's got to apologise. I want to see an apology to Jurgen and shit like that. Some nonsense I've read today. I really have. I don't know. And what people have got to be careful here with the Darwin stuff, yeah? Everyone reacts differently to emotion, right? And I don't know what Darwin was feeling at the time. Darwin might have just been like, I don't know what to do. I'm just frozen up here. He's emotionally hurt. I don't know. He's been dropped for the last few games. He hasn't really featured a lot. He took all his stub pictures of Liverpool off his Instagram. Anfield ain't really singing his name like they used to. You know, what do we reckon came out? Is this all like nothing? And it's just Darwin maybe being a bit immature, right? And that's all it is, immaturity.
Yeah.
Because I personally think that's all it is. I think Darwin's just a bit immature and needs to grow up a little bit. I don't think he meant anything nasty. I don't think he meant anything bad. I just think he needs to grow up and he's a bit immature. That's my opinion anyway.
So, okay, so the whole taking all your stuff off social media was a proper knee-jerk reaction, and I think he got told by Luis Suarez, like, what you're doing, and then obviously going to Paris with a guy from Barcelona, that's not going to help things, is it?
No.
When Barcelona seem to be interested in all of our players, so that doesn't really help things. So that kind of spreads rumours. Then, have you seen the video of the dressing room talk?
Yeah. The final clock.
Okay, that's the one which concerns me more than
because he's like that, ain't he?
He's the only person in the room that doesn't clap and doesn't look at Klopp the entire time that Klopp's doing his final team talk, basically. And I think that's really disrespectful, if I'm honest, more than anything else. And you can look around the room, like everybody else is clapping, like whether they're looking at him or not is regardless. But they all clap, like, and then you look into the actual presentation. Klopp goes around twice, and he doesn't clap him. He doesn't go around once; he goes around twice.
Do you know what? It is strange, right?
It's weird, mate.
This is the thing I'm going to say. I can't read Darwin's mind. Darwin might have just been really grief-stricken, really emotional.
It's a bit sulky, the thing is, for me.
This might be the way Darwin... Yeah, and also this might be the way Darwin just reacts with emotion. Maybe this is just the way he reacts with emotion, and he doesn't mean anything by it, and everyone's just reading it wrong, like. But I can't say Darwin. We need to hear from Darwin himself. I personally feel, this is my personal opinion on it with Darwin Nunez, I just don't think he knows how to react to emotion in these situations. I think he's not shy. I think he's a bit immature and a bit, we see what he's like when he's erratic, and, he's a bit erratic at times. And I think his maturity levels are not where they maybe should be. But I think that's all it is. I don't think he hated Klopp or he had a rift with Jurgen. I literally feel like he took all his pictures off Instagram for Liverpool. There was no real proof of any kind of abuse to Darwin that I saw anyway. No. As far as I know, every fucking Liverpool fan loves him. This is the thing. Every Liverpool fan,
I know.
Yeah, every Liverpool fan I know has backed this guy to the hill, right? 100%. Absolutely backed the guy. So Darwin's been backed. So it does seem a bit. It's just his maturity, I think. And
do you want to know the thing that gets me?
I don't think you hate Klopp or anything.
Do you want to know the thing that gets me? And you know what I'm like about stirring the pot. Is Michael Edwards comes back, yeah, and then information gets leaked about, well, Darwin Nunez wasn't the transfer committee's actual first choice striker. They wanted Nkunku. Nunez wasn't on their list. Jurgen Klopp wanted him. Okay, great. So that then gets leaked. Then all of the stuff about, you know, he might not. They might be looking to move him on. That all comes out. The only player that's been backed by any media, by the way, that's gonna get a new contract and gonna stay and is in the plans is Diaz. It's not Nunez.
Mm.
No one's backed Nunez, and it's even been released that he wasn't their first choice. Like, he wasn't the committee's choice. He's fell out with Klopp because he hasn't been getting picked. Like, he hasn't been getting picked like for the last couple of games, and he's been really stinky. Like, so, and now all of this stuff's happening. Like, look, the biggest signing next year for us up front is a psychologist to work on Nunez.
Yeah, I've been saying that for
And
ages.
sort Nunez out, because he needs to see a psychologist about just the way he is. Like, just sit down and like talk about things, calm things down. Like, that's what that's what Slot does. He gets psychologists in to get the players in the right mind state. I think that's the only way. That's the only way Nunez is going to move on at Liverpool. Because if he doesn't, 11 goals in the Premier League. Sorry, man. That's just not a good enough. That's not a good enough turnaround. When you're the main guy.
I've been saying from a mental standpoint with Darwin for a while now. I think his main issue. I know the abuse or big up Jamrock saying the abuse was in his wife's social media. Well, then that's up to his wife to sort out, really. Liverpool fan. What I will say with Darwin Nunez is that every Liverpool fan that I bloody know, and a lot of them are in the chat right now, have stuck by this guy through thick and thin. So Darwin has had the backing of the fans. He just has. For the last 2 years, he's had the backing of the fans. Anfield sings his name. He misses sitters. He misses this. He misses that. And Anfield sings his name continuously. It must make you feel so good, So it must, and look, with all this stuff, I don't know with Darwin. He might just be emotionally different than a lot of people, and he can't bring himself to, do what everyone else was doing. It just, because he's the only one not doing it, this is the problem. Because he's the only one not doing it and not reacting, and everyone else is clapping, dancing, paying attention to Klopp, and Darwin's pretty much the only one not. And the way Darwin's season's gone, it's just going to make things look 10 times worse than it probably is. Do you know what I mean? That's the issue with it. I just feel maybe mentally he's just not right at the moment, and because everyone's backed him, man. Everyone's backed him. So he's had backing. As far as I can see, Darwin Nunez has had plenty of backing. And
yeah.
I just don't know what more anyone else can do for Darwin. Maybe Darwin just needs to sort himself out. Maybe have a look in the mirror. You know what I mean?
Pinto's just said he should get his own shrink.
It just, I don't know.
I mean, he earns enough money. Oh, that's funny.
Jarrett saying, I think you guys are reading too much into everything, Darwin. I'm not reading anything to it. I'm just bringing up the story that everyone's talking about today. I'm not reading. I've just said, Jamrock, personally, I just think Darwin's a little immature. I think you probably agree with that as well, Jamrock. I think he's just a little immature. I think it's just his maturity. He's, it just needs to grow up a little bit and he'll be absolutely fine. But
what I said, Jamrock, was Diaz has been backed. Like, David Ornstein's come out and said that Liverpool see a future for Diaz and he's an important person moving forward, then he'll get a new contract. Nunez hasn't been backed.
Yeah,
and he's under fire. They came out and said that he wasn't their choice. That's really backing the man.
If you look at Gakpo, if you put it on Gakpo, for instance, Gakpo was having a difficult season. Yeah. He was in and out. There was points in his thing that he looked really down, and then he changed his game around a little bit, and you see the difference in Cody Gakpo ending the season. it's vice versa to Darwin, and it's just
Yeah.
That's why I say it's more of a maturity thing, you know.
Sorry, Paul Joyce. It was Paul Joyce, yeah.
So Paul Joyce has put out today, while certain members of the Liverpool squad will be away at major tournaments, those uninvolved, including Mohamed Salah, Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones, among others, will have around 6 weeks off. Mo Salah with 6 weeks off to recover after everything. I'm cool with that.
Brilliant news.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm proper happy if he's got 6 weeks off, because
that's probably the longest time he's ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
When he's not been injured, by the way.
Paul Joyce has also said that Virgil van Dijk, Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold will proceed as a priority as the trio enter the final year of their existing deals, although there is no suggestion that any of them will leave this summer. That is what Paul Joyce is saying. Now, Virgil had in an interview and said he hasn't even spoken about a contract yet, which is a bit worrying, ain't gonna lie.
That is worrying.
I think the club also said they won't talk to anyone about contracts till the new manager comes in. And the new manager's in now. He starts work on the 1st of June. I believe 1st of June will be the press conference for Arne Slot. So I think from now on, they'll probably be talking contracts from this moment on. So the thing is, though, they must be very assured that all three of them want to stay at the football club. That's the thing. They must be assured that they all want to stay.
The thing that concerns me is the stuff that came out about if the guys go down to 12 months and they still haven't signed a new contract, we're not letting them go on a free. So we'll sell them. So if they don't agree, if they don't read contracts in like the next couple of months, they're going to be sold. Like, as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I just think the way it's been dealt with, like to have like 3 of your best players all be on 1 year left at the same time is just
what we
never
got to
happen
do
again.
What we got to do is start spacing these contracts out,
mate. Totally.
Because our best players' contracts all shouldn't finish at the same time.
No way.
You know, Trent and Virgil and Mo's contracts should not all finish at the same time. That's madness. We need to space these contracts out more. That's what we need to do, so 100%. They don't finish at the same time. It's madness.
And we've got loads coming up in the year later as well. By the way,
yeah,
which is annoying as well. Like,
yeah, it's mad. More from Paul Joyce saying Slot is someone who tends to provide a one-on-one presence in the analyst room and also on the training pitch, and he is known to putting together his own clips of players' displays rather than rely on club analysts. Now, you will know from our time with Klopp, obviously, we have the club analyst room. Anyone who has seen inside training, all this stuff will know that. You got the club analyst room where the club analysts get everything together for Klopp once a week, all the videos and all that. Well, apparently what Paul Joyce is saying here, Arne Slot likes to be very individually involved in that process. Do you know who else likes being individually doing that as well in the Premier League? Pep Guardiola.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Also, there's loads of stuff here.
Have you also heard Pep talking about 2025?
Right. Before I move on with the more Paul Joyce stuff here about Arne Slot, did anyone believe the emotion from Pep Guardiola yesterday, or is he the biggest villain in world football?
He's the biggest villain. Crocodile tears.
Did anyone actually believe Pep Guardiola's tears yesterday about Jurgen Klopp? No,
did you see him pinching his under the desk?
Yeah, it's just. I'm telling you what, Pep Guardiola is the biggest villain in world football. Do you remember when? Sergio Aguero left? When Aguero left Man City, and he said he cried when Aguero left and said, "We can't cope. We can't carry on without him." And 4 weeks later, they bought Haaland. No, he's the biggest. He is the biggest heel in football. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. That is. No, I don't believe a word he says, man. He's happy Klopp's gone. He ain't. He's not. He's
He's buzzing. Things just
and
got a lot easier.
And obviously, it sounds, by the sounds of what he's saying right now, it sounds like he weren't meant to be here this season.
It does.
He was meant, but then he felt like they could do a 4-peat, which has never been done, and he likes making history, and that's what he wanted to do. Big up Redbird. I see super chat there. We've got saved, my friend. Kleenex had record sales yesterday. He certainly did, man. He certainly did. But big up Redbird with super chat. But the Pep stuff, like, I do think this next season will be his last year. Yeah,
I will say though, I watched. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but I do like watching Graham Souness do interviews and stuff. I do think he's amazing. But I did watch TalkSport with Souness and Simon Jordan, and they were talking about Pep, and Souness hit the nail on the head. He said, even if Pep leaves Man City will still dominate the league. And he said the only way Man City will stop dominating the league is when the owners leave, when the family leave. Because if you look before Pep, they all won the league. They still won the league without Pep. They still did it. So, it's that family. Like, it's, if you can throw that much money at anything, then anything's possible. Like, it's just the way it is. And I thought he hit the nail on the head by saying that, because everyone thinks that, if Pep leaves, the next team can win. Arsenal will have a chance. Liverpool will have a chance when Pep leaves. It just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. It's that family. Money talks.
Yeah, remember they won 2 league titles. They won 2 league titles before Pep as well. So
yeah, no, that already started way before Pep. Yeah.
I mean,
remember they had like Robinho and bloody, like, I can't remember who they had. Like, they had some players, like, they were buying everyone for fun back then, beforehand. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the thing with Pep, I don't know if any other manager could win 4 or 5 of what he's doing in a row with City. I think there'd be the odd season when someone else comes through the ranks. I think Pep's special, man. No matter what people think of him, with the money, the clubs been at, he's special. He's special, man. He is special.
Well, you give Pep a team of money, and he'll dominate. Like, that's just a fact.
And it's easy.
But they'll just give the new guy more.
It's easier to spend money. It's harder making them play for you. That's the hard part of it. Pep's the biggest heel in wrestling. I don't care what anyone says. He's the biggest villain. Ruben Almiron apparently was evaluated internally and showed up well on the data, but he never superseded Slot and was not discussed to the same extent. And Liverpool wanted him. There were no barriers to a deal. It was simply that Slot was the preferred option. This is Paul Joyce saying this. This counteracts some of the stuff we heard last week.
So that's all shit then.
Yeah, this is counteracting some of the stuff we heard last week. So, do you guys rate Kirk's? I don't. I've not heard of him, my friend.
Yeah, he's the Hungarian left back for Bournemouth. He's decent, but it cost a lot.
Oh yes, yeah, I know you're on about it now. Yeah, now you say that.
It'll cost a lot of money.
Now you say that, I understand what you're saying. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. They've had a McDonald's and they're a bit hyper.
Good on them. Well, you treated them well.
Yeah, treated well, man. Well,
lots of happy meals.
Liverpool won yesterday. Felt a bit flush.
Yeah.
You know it is. But yeah,
McDonald's.
Yeah, well, do you know how bloody expensive McDonald's is now? It's ridiculous. Okay. Everybody's getting expensive.
Take to the cinema, then you'll know how expensive it is.
Oh, cinemas, man. I like going to cinema on my own. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, Paul Joyce. He said Ruben Almiron was evaluated internally and showed up well in the data, but he never superseded Slot and was never discussed to the same extent. And Liverpool wanted him. There was no barriers. It was just simply that Slot was the preferred choice. I think we're going to hear more and more about this stuff. I think I wouldn't be surprised if something comes out again later in the week that says Arne Slot was always first choice. You know what I mean? I reckon that'll be the next one. Arne Slot was always first choice. I personally think it was Xabi Alonso. I think by the sounds, I think Arne Slot was always second choice, but Alonso was always first choice.
Alonso was first choice.
Richard Hughes flew to Rotterdam for a face-to-face with Slot, carried out the interview process, and negotiated a deal with Feyenoord. So, yeah, Richard Hughes doing all the work, man. Richard Hughes getting busy. So Richard Hughes is the one who flew out to Rotterdam, basically went like, here's your contract, you're getting more money at Liverpool than you ever get to see in your life. Welcome. That's what that was negotiations.
Yeah.
That was negotiations.
Literally, I'm the director of football at Liverpool. We want you as manager. Sign there. You don't need to look at any of the small print.
Apparently, there's a thing here saying Valverde, Estiano Valverde and Luciano Spalletti had warm. No, that's
Spalletti's the Italian manager, isn't he?
They're basically saying that, like, the Athletic is saying they were serious contenders for the Liverpool job, apparently.
Oh, I would have liked Spalletti, mate. He was amazing for Napoli.
The Athletic have also written that Slot visited Linders' house, where he was starting as a youth coach, and they exchanged ideas over several hours. Linders regards Slot as the best Dutch coach around, someone who is technically smart and an innovator with a clear playing style. Yeah, that don't help.
I just don't want to hear Linders talk anymore, if that's okay.
Yeah. And this
I want to hear him try and talk in Austrian next. That's it.
This ain't all by Paul Joyce, by the way. A lot of these articles are written by the Athletic. Yeah. Will Spearman has been working on the algorithm that evaluates coaching performance on a wide range of metrics, not just team performance, but playing style, individual player development, comparability with different types of players. So that's what Will Spearman's been doing.
I'd rather hear that than Slot was at Linda's house having a barbecue.
Yeah. Having a barbecue at Linda's house.
Yeah, I'd rather hear that.
I'd
rather hear that. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're just a Liverpool job. Yeah, mate. No, I don't want to hear that.
Arne Slot also said himself, it's hard to ignore the chance to become the head coach in the Premier League at one of the largest clubs in the world. And as a sportsman, I'm grateful to Feyenoord that they wanted me to participate in this switch. Yeah, Feyenoord helped out really well. Chris Bascom also says that contract talks with Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah and Trent Arnold are the priority, as the club are determined to retain a healthy balance between youth and experience, which I like. You have to have that nice mixture of youth and experience, but I don't mean the players you bloody buy in the summer will have to be youth players. You know,
they won't be.
You know, I like the mixture. Now, if you're buying 4 players in the summer, 1 project, 3 ready-made.
They'll be over the age of 23, mate.
They will with that.
It's the criteria. Seriously, it's the criteria.
Yeah, big up, Tony. How you doing? Well, man. Yeah, I think we've all looked a bit at slot games now, and I watched the highlights of the final game yesterday back today. Final play good football, man. They are a proper coach. You watch Feyenoord play, guys, and you can tell they're a proper coach team. They've got no money, by the way, like 0 money compared to PSV and Ajax. Right, can't really compete with them 2 teams financially, but they are properly coached, really well coached. He's definitely a very, very good coach. There's no doubt about it.
They also beat PSV this season as well, by the way. The only team that did.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Chris Bascom also says this. So, all you Darwin Nunez fans, listen up carefully. So, Slot noted that Darwin Nunez' extraordinary attributes and name-checked him as one of the many players he is excited to work with. So when he was talking about Liverpool, one of the players that he's most excited to work with is Darwin Nunez. Really important. There remains a strong belief at Liverpool that there is more to come from this squad. Now, Slot's ability to improve players was one of the factors that persuaded the club to pursue him as the new head coach. Yeah, I can hear it. Other things from Paul Joyce as well, saying Konate and Dominic Szoboszlai are among the other first teamers who have room for improvement after also ending the season with minutes restricted. Right, let's talk about Konate here. So, Ibu Konate, basically, Konate basically saying like he can't get in the team over Quansah at the moment. What do you think? And I'll ask everyone in the chat. Everyone in the chat, let me know as well. What do you reckon's happened to Konate this year? Because when Konate came to Liverpool, we was all pretty pleased with the transfer. We all liked Konate. We were pumped having him at the team. You watch him at the World Cup for France, doing absolute bits. Injuries have plagued his Liverpool career so far, there's no doubt about it. But something's happened to him this season where it's not gone right for him, has it? It's not clicked.
I mean, just one thing that's gone wrong for him this season is just Trent. Like, you can't play centre back when the inverted's there. You just can't cope with it. That goes. Konate will be fine. Like, Konate's a really good player. Like, he's 24 years old still. Like,
yeah, I agree.
French international. Like, his sell-on value in like 2 years' time is going to be like 80, 90 million. Like, seriously. Like, Edwards is looking at that. Like, they're looking at that. Look, he's a real asset that we can sell in like a couple of years' time. But we just need to sort out his training schedule, not rush him back. And just make sure he doesn't run too much because he's having to do too much work. I genuinely believe next year we will bin the cups off. We will bin the cups off and we will just concentrate on the league and the Champions League. And you'll be surprised how well we'll do. These cups, too much workload on players. Like, especially when you're playing the big boys, playing all the big players in those games. They don't need to play. Like, just need to bin them off now. Like, I like them, but if they're stopping us from getting higher in the league and finishing further in a big competition, then I'm cool with that. And Quansah has been absolutely outstanding this season, but unfortunately, he's going to go into a pre-season and it's a clean slate for everyone. It's a clean slate for everyone. If Gomez has an amazing pre-season, Gomez could be next to Virgil van Dijk. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
With a new manager coming in, he's going to give everyone a chance, ain't he? And that's 100%. A fact.
And he should. And he should.
Yeah,
he should.
Fact. Jamrock, you're right. It's this myth that City have got a big squad. It's untrue. City have got quite a small squad. But you know what? City are better at doing it. Anyone else in the league? Keeping their players fit.
Yeah.
De Bruyne gets injured. We know that. But if you look at the majority of their team, they keep a lot of their players. They only had 16 injuries this season for their size of their squad, and they won everything. Mad.
They managed to keep bloody Kovacic fit.
Yeah,
no one manages to keep that guy fit.
I do want to know what they give their players from this January to the end of the season, though.
Well, yeah.
I think that needs looking into. I know everyone had a go at Liverpool for all players having inhalers and being asthmatic. Yeah, I want to know what Guardiola gives them players from January to the end of the season, because go and look at the physical difference on all them players. The hench.
I know, man. I know what it is. Bribes.
Yeah. Honestly, with a breaking news, so Girona is looking at Thiago. Right, I heard this. Do you know what they're going to do, Lo? He's going to go Girona, and then he's going to go Man City on loan for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
City own both. Look what happened to Frank Lampard.
Where did Frank Lampard go? Man City.
Where did Frank Lampard go? Did he go to New York City FC or whatever it is, and then went on loan to Manchester City because they couldn't get him from the club? He's got to go to Girona and then go on loan to Man City.
Yeah.
If that happens, man.
And if they keep him fit all season, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
Did you notice as well? He didn't wear the Klopp t-shirt.
Who didn't?
Thiago. Matip did. Thiago wore the Liverpool shirt.
I also noticed that none of the players gave a shit about Thiago, but as soon as Matip came
None
out,
of them.
they was
None
like,
of them, mate. None of them.
My wife said that because I watched it, because I weren't concentrating on that when we was watching it. But when I rewatched it downstairs after we finished last night, and the wife was watching it back with me, and she like, do they actually like Thiago? I was like, because they're all over Matip. All of them are all over Matip, laughing and joking.
Matip had concussion.
Yeah,
Matip had concussion at the end.
Thiago just walked down there like nothing happened.
the only player that like gave any notice to Thiago was Virgil.
Yeah,
and that's it. Interesting on that.
If Thiago ends up on loan at Man City, by the way, he's a Pep Guardiola player all day long. If he ends up on loan at Man City from Girona, they've done this before. Look at the Savinho. What's that player that's going there? Savio deal that he played for one of their other clubs. Never played for him. That French club, wasn't it? Never played for him. Went on loan to Girona, and now it's going to Man City for real cheap. Yeah. If that happens, yeah, man. Yeah, Matip's so likable. Matip is really likable, man.
This is yeah.
Matip's my favourite free transfer. I know we got Milner and Matip, and you can argue who's the better free transfer. Matip.
Milner's squad. Milner's a squad player. I think Matip's the best free transfer in Premier League history.
Yeah,
and I'll say it there,
man. He's just well loved, like he's
hell of a signing.
Yeah,
and Matip was a bit dodgy when we got him as well. By the way, like he was playing next to Lovren and Sacco and Klavan and them lot. Like he wasn't great when we first signed him.
No, like Matip came here and went, "Ooh, you partnering me with Jesus Christ!"
I know.
Yeah, but Matip and Virgil for me were the best centre-back partnership in the league when they're fit together.
You know when we looked at that presentation and we could see Virgil was like really destroyed.
Virgil and Trent, weren't it?
I think we forgot that Matip's going as well. That's Virgil's best mate.
Yeah, they're
Virgil's best mate. Like on and off the pitch, like they are inseparable. So he's losing two really, really important people in his life. So yeah, Virgil probably is cut up twice as much because he's having a double whammy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think right, as you say, I think you're right there. But I got hook up with Messi. I could do. So
yeah, I really don't care about Thiago. Sorry.
No. More Paul Joyce stuff. Arne Slot has agreed a 3-year deal as the new Liverpool head coach. And one of his tasks is to improve Darwin Nunez, who Liverpool are continually to back. So there you go. Darwin Nunez is not
great news
anywhere.
then. That's great news. He's been back.
Darwin Nunez is going nowhere, man.
That's important that we get all of these rumours out of the way, like, and we know exactly what's happening for next season. That's good news.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Look, if Slot, I said this a couple of weeks ago, if Arne Slot can come in and have the right mindset, look, some people get on better with other people. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp might be a great man, yeah, and everyone loves him, but him as Darwin might not have worked well with Klopp. Doesn't mean it's not anything against either of them. It might have just not meshed well. But Arne Slot might really mesh well with Darwin Nunez and might get something more out of him. And he gets something out of him. Look, I think all of us would love Darwin Nunez to be a 20-goal season goal scorer for Liverpool Football Club. I think we'd all be happy with that and be like, great. He gets 20 Premier League goals every season, stays fit, uses his athleticism and pace, gets goals. We'll all be happy with it, yeah? If Slot can get that out of him, then straight away, that's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? that's brilliant. But you know, I didn't think Darwin would be going anywhere anyway, guys, because Liverpool got so much money tied into him.
Yeah,
it would take a ridiculous amount of money for Liverpool would ask for about 90 million quid for me to sell Darwin Nunez.
we won't want to lose a penny on him.
No, exactly. So they go ask for a lot of money for him. So they got too much money invested into him right now. I want to take a second to talk about Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott got voted Liverpool's Young Player of the Year. Very richly deserved. You know, I mean, he could get Player of the Year yet. I love this guy. He's probably my favourite Liverpool player right now. Is Harvey Elliott. I know people are like, Jamie, we've got people like Salah and Virgil and Trent and Allister, and you're going with Harvey Elliott. Yeah, because Harvey Elliott don't let me down, man. It's like, if I'm a manager, I'm playing Harvey Elliott. If I'm on a slot, Harvey Elliott's probably... McAllister and Harvey Elliott are my two best midfielders at the club right now.
Yeah.
Right now, McAllister and Harvey Elliott are my two best footballers at the midfielders at the club. Two best midfielders. I always get like, what does Harvey do? What does Harvey do? I get sick and tired of that because you can't always put a label on a player. Harvey's quite a cultured footballer. I think Gary Neville said it himself in commentary a couple of weeks back when he was doing a Liverpool game. Like, when you watch Harvey play, you could see him playing in like them Valencia sides in Spain and stuff like that because, you know, he's not a bluntly quick, but he's good on the ball. He's a technician. He's cultured. And I keep saying this about Harvey as well. He's got a good final ball. He's actually got a really good final ball, especially when he gets in them wide areas to the right-hand side. He's got a shot on him when needed. His work rate is second to none. The only thing that really lets Harvey down is his pace and speed. Yeah. But sometimes you don't always need pace and speed if you're good on the ball. And yeah, he keeps the ball really well. He presses. He's got a good final ball. He can get the odd goal here and there from midfield. The only thing he lacks is pace. And, you know, I think his game's coming on. I think we all forget the age. You know, we forget he's only 20, 21 years of age, Harvey Elliott. And the problem is we compare him to people like Phil Foden. Like Phil Foden is one of them freaks at a young age who are just out of this world. Doesn't matter that Harvey Elliott's not like Foden. He's still a good footballer. You know what I mean? And that's what we do in society nowadays. We compare too much. Harvey's a good player, man. I rate the geezer. I really do.
I think we also have to realise, like, Phil Foden at 21, like, Harvey Elliott's just turned 21, by the way. So, Phil Foden, 21, he wasn't pumping out 11 assists and 5 goals, like, in his real breakout season. Because this is Elliott's real breakout season for me, because he's played a lot of games. He didn't play a lot of games last season. And, you know, he got dropped for pretty much half a season because he was not that good in midfield, but that's not his fault because we had a load of old age pensioners in midfield that couldn't run anymore. I just think that in a Slot team, Slot's going to love him. Like, any manager coming in is going to love to have a player like Elliott. Great technician, great IQ, you know, bags of talent. You know, always fit now. He's always fit. Like, you know, I think he's going to be one of those guys that stays fit a lot. Like, so you get a full season out of him. Okay, yeah, he had that freak injury where his foot got dislocated. Like, it was just an accident.
Like,
it was an accident injury.
That took a while to get over.
Oh God, that must have been horrendous. Yeah. That could have ended a young player's career. That, like, for him to come back. And to come back as strong as he has, it's just a testament to the player he is. I'd also be interested to see, like, because there's not many players, I feel, that have stayed at Liverpool, knocking out on loan, and actually developed in the team, like, behind the scenes. And I feel like he's really developed more than anybody else. Like, obviously you've got Quansah that went on loan, but he developed on loan. Then you've got Bradley. He went away. He developed on loan. players developed away. Harvey Ellis developed in the background in the team, and I just think that's incredible by him. He's put a lot of effort in. I think Mo Salah's had a big say in it as well. I think he's worked with Mo Salah a lot.
Yeah.
And long may it continue. Elliot's now a leader of the young players. Now,
it's
he stands next to Bradley. He stands next to Bradley and talks about him being a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's older than you.
He's grown. Harvey Elliott's really grown up a lot lately, and you can see it in his game. He's only getting better. Look, comparing to Foden, I'm not going to compare him to Foden because, look, as I keep saying, Foden's 23 going on 24, but he's a generational talent, like Jude Bellingham's and stuff like that. You get the odd few players in this world around that age that are just ridiculous for their age, yeah? I'm not going to compare Harvey to that. I don't want to compare Harvey to that. We shouldn't have to compare Harvey to that. Harvey can be his own footballer. That's a good footballer in his own right. Yeah, would I love to have him being like a Foden? Of course I would. But he's not a shit footballer. He's a good footballer, man. And he's got ability to go in the next few years to be even better. Right now, if I had to choose between two midfielders who I'd rather start next season, between Harvey Elliott and Dominic Szoboszlai, I'm going Harvey Elliott right now. Dominic Szoboszlai is probably a better footballer going forward. But right now, I'm going to trust Harvey Elliott to actually pass the ball 5 yards for starters. I feel like Harvey, because he's English, he'll never get respect that other foreign players will get his age. And it's a shame, but, Klopp already said it himself. He wished he played Harvey more. And since he said that, Harvey started every game, by the way. But it's and look, who's not playing at the moment? Szoboszlai. Who's taken Szoboszlai's spot in the midfield under Jurgen Klopp towards the end of the season? Harvey Elliott. I think that tells you everything. He's a good footballer. I'm not going to say he's exceptional or like world class or anything like that. I'm not going to say he's just a good footballer. He's a young kid who's only getting better. And his stats will get better. His stats will get better the more he plays. He's like, his goals will get more, his assists will get more. I think he's got like 8 or 9 assists this season.
He's got 11.
He's got 11 assists. There you go. I mean,
and he's got 5 goals as well, I think, this season.
Yeah, so he's done well, man.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, he's improving every single year, like at Liverpool. That's what you want. That's what you want.
Yeah, I think.
I agree, Vic. Szoboszlai's going to cook. Like, he's going to be amazing at Euros, and then he's going to be amazing.
Szoboszlai next season is going to be a completely different player than what you've seen this season. There's no doubt.
He get played in the right position for a start.
Yeah. So Paul Joyce has just said that Arne Slot is going to be heavily backed in the transfer market this summer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I knew we were getting them.
Interesting. Arne Slot will be heavily backed in the transfer market this summer to take Liverpool forward.
The worry there, though, does that mean we're selling?
We got look. The thing is, though,
because that's normally what it means. We don't
even have to sell big players to make the money. Like Matip and Thiago leaving alone is so much a week saved on wages that we could put that into transfers. I think Adrian will leave in the summer. I don't want Endo to leave. I thought Endo played well yesterday, by the way. I don't want Endo to leave. I think Endo's a decent squad player. Keep him in the squad.
I think Endo will stay, mate.
Yeah. I actually think Harvey Elliott's gone above Curtis Jones in the pecking order as well in that midfield.
Jones is an interesting one, isn't it?
Curtis, I rate Curtis Jones.
So do I.
And, me and K-Mac actually want to really call for Curtis Jones all season. But
all season.
I think Harvey has got a higher ceiling, personally. I think Harvey's got a bit more to his game.
The thing I feel for Curtis is
Curtis really fell off.
He's got a Dutch. There's a Dutch international in the team that's after his position in Gravenberch, and I don't know. Like it's where the Slot can get the best out of Gravenberch. Who knows? Like the thing about Curtis, he's on really low wages, and he's just signed a new contract. So if he wants to keep him around as a squad player, then I don't see Curtis kicking up a stink.
You know,
He's that type of guy.
Curtis wants to stay at Liverpool. I think Curtis
Yeah.
will be happy at the moment being a squad player at Liverpool. But the problem is that might
He's just
be
had a
his
kid as well, so
Yeah,
he'll want to stay. He'll want to stay in Liverpool.
That might be his issue, though. You know, Harvey. No, I think Harvey Elliott wants to be a first teamer, and as I look at Curtis Jones, and I think Curtis Jones is just happy.
Yeah.
And the problem is that can stunt your growth a little bit. I like Curtis Jones. I he came out for
So do I.
two of the people on did content.
I think our best midfield is Curtis Jones, Dom, and McAllister.
Yeah, the best balance, isn't it? And then Curtis fell off. The problem is Curtis fell off. Then Szoboszlai fell off. McAllister kept it going. Harvey then came in, and Endo came in.
And Endo,
you know, and then so
what happened the other way around? Who knows now?
So a lot of people are saying Liverpool won't spend a lot without selling. I see everyone in the chat. Thing is, guys, if we sell players that we don't need and buy better players to replace them that make us better, does it matter?
No.
If you look at, do you know who's got the best net spend in England for the last 3 years?
Manchester City, is it?
Yeah, Man City. Man City for the last 3 years have been sell to buy.
They sell their kids for loads as well, man.
They've been sell to buy. Go and look at Man City's net spend for the last 3 years. They sell to buy, man. They sell. They've sold.
They had to, though. They did have to, though.
Yeah, but look at Real Madrid, like you were saying earlier, came out. Look at Real Madrid's net spend the last 2 years.
100%.
A lot of teams are doing it now. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do or anything like that, and not supporting the owners or anything like that. So don't come at me. I just like, if you can sell Tsimikas to buy a better left back, you'd sell Tsimikas, wouldn't you?
I think we will.
You know, it's just like, if I can sell Tsimikas, if I can let Thiago go, Matip go, and free up them wages, and then with them wages, give it to Trent, Salah, and Virgil on top of what they got already, I'd rather them two go and keep them free. If I can sell Tsimikas to get a better left back to play with Robbo, if I can sell Adrian and get a better third choice goalkeeper,
you won't sell him. He'll go on a free,
or go on a free. Yeah. If
we're talking Keller, though, we're talking Keller.
Yeah, Kelleher might leave, and I think with Kelleher, he probably needs to leave because I keep saying this. I think your number 2 needs to be an older goalkeeper, not young, because you stunt their growth. If I could sell one of the forwards that don't do enough and get a better forward in, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's all right. You know, if you're making the team better, I don't mind selling. You know, Nat Phillips might actually leave Liverpool, you know. I might, you know, I don't mind letting players go and then spending the money we've made on them to get better players in. I don't mind that. Otherwise,
put it this way. Put it this way. I'll rattle a few names out and see what the chat say. And I've got to shoot in a minute. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Tsimikas, 20 million. He cost us like 12. I think he cost us 12, 14 million. We'll probably get 20 million for him. Greek international, good player. He is a good player. Sell him. Keller, 25 million. Like that's definitely doable. So you've now got 45, 50 million there. You know, potentially Tyler Morton, 10 million. Then you've got Carvalho. You know, is Carvalho ever going to get back in? Like, that's another 15 million there, possibly. Then you've got the likes of, you know, Joey Gomez has even said that if he, you know, he might look at going, you know, that's a possible 30 million there. You know, you're looking at 100 million there, just off those sales. And do you really miss any of those players? Like, genuinely, like Gomez is a bit part player at the moment. You know, he's a bit part player. He's like left back, right back, centre back, all over the place. Like, he's never tied down a real position. So if you lost all of those, that's 100 million. Plus you throw another, Van der Berg, probably 10 million. You know, and then you throw on another, I don't know, 100 million in money that we've got to spend. That's a big kitty. That gets you a Garth, that gets you Kudus, that gets you El Nouri, that people are saying there. That possibly gets you a Pancho, a Wilson Pancho, or, you know, all that centre back that you want.
If you can let go, of Tsimikas and get El Nouri in, then you can argue that Altonor is your first choice and Robbo is your second choice. Straight
That's an
away,
upgrade. Yeah.
straight away, you got an upgrade at left back.
Yeah.
You know, you got massive upgrade there straight away by letting one gut player go and replacing him with another. In the midfield area, where Thiago's gone, you're saving all that money. You can go and get a DM in Ugarte, upgrades the midfield straight away. And then a centre back, you know, if you're letting Van der Berg go, is it Van der Berg, his name? If you're letting him go and Matip's leaving on a free, so his wages are going to be gone. Van der Berg goes, and what's his name? Phillips goes straight away.
Won't get much for Phillips though.
No, but you're getting all their wages because Phillips is on 60 grand a week. You get rid of all their wages, and you get a centre back in. Again, improves your team. So it's about sensible. It's about sensible. It's about sensible purchasing. And the thing is, guys, people might not like it. But we got the right geezers at the club now to do this job. Big up Lakers who just sent me a DM. His Liverpool Football Club are looking for a first team set piece coach, which is
boom.
Because
everything's happening, guys.
We need a set piece coach, and we need a doctor. Last thing before we all leave, guys. So Arne Slot has asked Liverpool to return to pre-season a week earlier than originally planned, with the squad now set to return AXA centre in the first week of July. So he's asked everyone to come back a week earlier to get preparations away. So, yeah, so that's all good, man. Great stuff. Great chat. Big up
that makes sense because he wants to see them before they go to the US.
That
makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
He's got to. He's got to know them. He's got to talk to them. You know, chat to them, and they're all going to go to Euros in a couple of weeks. So, yeah. Definitely. The guys, very much appreciated you guys hanging out with me and K-Mac today. We had over 200 odd people in the chat. So,
really appreciate it. If anyone can go and sub to my channel, that'd be amazing as well, guys.
Yeah, go and subscribe to K-Mac's channel, guys. That would help as well. Guys, don't forget to share and subscribe and like. And appreciate, guys. We're out of here. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.